You're the young man. What's next for us? 2 championship fights are headed your way. We'll see the 145-pound king Damian Nelson defend his title against the hard-hitting Travis Demko. And then later in our main event, the 135-pound title is on the line when Carlos Lazoya takes on Victor Diaz. All right, time to get back inside the cage for more action here at Combat FC. We go to Romero Torres.
Making his way to the blue corner, Travis Demko.
At 31 years old, Travis Demko makes his walk to the Combat FC cage for the 4th time in his career. He's on a 2-fight win streak, 100% finishing rate, 3 wins by knockout, 1 round by submission. Definitely proven to be worthy of this title opportunity. And tonight he hopes to cash in on Combat FC Gold. And we talk about the significance of this promotion in this part of the country. Travis Demko hopes to prove that he's among the elite at 145. And you win a Combat FC title, Rico, it says a lot about your stock and future in the sport.
Yeah, last fight over here, watching Travis Demko fight, he throws with power. He throws, trying to take you out. He's aggressive, and we've seen Nelson fight. This fight's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this fight. This is a fight that I thought was going to be probably potentially fight of the night. Especially when it comes down to 2 solid strikers, potential knockout. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll see. 5-1 Demko, right? And
yep.
He's not a stranger to this place. Neither is his opponent. But I think this is a little bit of a step up in competition. So if he can get through Damian Nelson, he's really making a statement.
No, absolutely. And, this fight, as Charles Rosa just said, he's trying to prove that he's a top prospect unsigned, wants to get to the UFC. I think a win here for either of these gentlemen, it goes a long way in getting to that ultimate mountaintop. Travis Demko, heavy-handed, good submissions as well. 100% finishing rate. He hopes to get another one.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the experience in title fights plays out in this fight, because this is a title fight. I believe this is Demko's first title fight as a pro, 5 rounds. Damon Nelson has gone the 5-5 in a previous title fight here against, I think, Gerald Muse. So that experience is huge.
Time for the Champions Walk. We go to Romero Torres.
And making his way to the red corner, Damian Nelson.
He is the reigning, defending Combat FC featherweight champion, making the walk tonight on a 3-fight win streak. Said that he doesn't mind fighting here, loves fighting here. He is the champion, but he believes that that next call could be from the big show. He wants to get to the UFC, and he's already put together a pretty good resume, and a win here tonight, Rico, that might get the phone ringing.
Yeah, absolutely, especially the growth he has shown in the past couple fights. A couple of his losses were super, super close decisions that easily could have gone his way, especially that split decision. A lot of people thought he won that fight.
Right.
And he's just shown more and more composure and poise in there. He's showcasing his wrestling takedown defense mostly. In this particular fight he was talking about, he actually wants to showcase some offensive wrestling as well, which will be interesting, because he usually has to, he forces guys to shoot on him and he stuffs them and he just beats them up with the boxing, This kid can do pretty much everything. I'm curious to see how this matchup goes down. But yeah, I think a big win, big finish here, man. He's ready in my eyes. I could tell by the way he was talking, how he approached the fights. I've been commentating for all the fights that he's had here. He stood out to me for sure, and I think he's ready for the next.
Let's take a look at our tail of the tape for this co-main event. Featherweight championship on the line. The champion, Damian Nelson, 7-4. Travis Demko, record 8-1. Nelson 1 inch taller. Demko will have a 1 inch reach advantage. For our championship introductions for this co-main event, we go to Romero Torres.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the co-main event of the evening, brought to you by Trinity Mortgage, knocking out high interest rates. It's scheduled for 5 rounds, and it is for the Combat FC Featherweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He trains out of Team FAF, weighs 143 pounds, and has a record of 5-1. Travis, the Terminator, Demko. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He trains out of Longo Weidman MMA, weighs 145 pounds, has a record of 7-4, and he is the Combat FC Featherweight Champion, Dynamite Damian Nelson. And our referee, Marcel Varela.
Gentlemen, moving over the rules in the locker room. Protect yourself at all time. Obey my command at all time. Any questions? No? Touch them up. Good luck to both of you.
Marcel Varela getting this championship co-main event assignment. Damian Nelson defending his featherweight title against Travis Demko. TJ DeSantis along with Rico DeShulo live inside the Shriners Auditorium for Combat FC 9. The champion Nelson in the black with green, the challenger Demko in the black. Nelson taking the center of the cage.
Yeah, both of these guys are definitely respect each other's striking ability, power, you know, so right now a little bit of a feeling out process, but I can assure you there will be fireworks.
Kick to that lead leg of Nelson by Demko.
I like Nelson just powering out that jab, you know, getting his range, finding his range, trying to get his rhythm. Demko's kind of sitting back, kind of looking like he's loaded up a little bit, waiting to, you know, throw a bomb. So both these guys trying to set up and look for that opening. You know, both these guys have enough power, one shot, and they're both accurate, and they're both, you know, they understand movement and striking. So it's like one mistake could change the fight in an instant. So they have to really be pick and choose when they commit. Nice calf kick there. I think and that definitely, Demko definitely felt that one.
Yeah, he tried to shake it out a little bit there.
So I love calf kicks early on. If you can get the angle to get it clean without, you know, any counters back, I really like focusing on the calf kick because that will really destroy the movement of your opponent. A rear oblique kick by Demko.
A lot of movement by Demko. With left hand by the champion.
Nice leg kick. I think that's gonna, if you can keep landing that shot in a 5-round title fight, it's gonna make a difference as this fight goes on.
The calf kick, when you implement it right, it just doesn't matter how tough you are, your leg just fails you.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, the thigh or anywhere else where you build a lot of tolerance. You know, you can build up some, like, you know, tolerance to it. Like the calf is also a nerve that runs there too. So if you hit that nerve, your foot just you see some guys get like dead foot, and your foot can't catch up. You start just, you know.
Yeah.
Limping around. And then
Michael Chandler had that happen to him early in his career.
Yeah, what do you call that? Shot foot or something?
Drop foot.
Drop foot, yeah.
3 minutes down here in this opening round.
Yeah, you can see the marks on that calf already. Just from only 2 or 3. That's why it's such an effective kick. You saw guys, an American Top Team years back bring that out. Now everybody does it.
I just don't know how you drill it.
Well, you just got to get to the outside. The biggest thing is the angle on that kick. If you keep yourself centered and throw that kick, you're very bad danger to get crossed right down the middle. So it's all about footwork. It's really kind of about setting up to get that angle to throw it so you don't get countered back. Also, if you're trying to defend it, you just got to point your toe out a little more, which if you look at Demko's foot, it's a little turned in a little bit more like boxing. He needs to straighten out that lead toe, that lead foot, and it'll help him check that kick better. But when your foot's bladed like that, and you know, Nelson can fake up high, freeze him for a bit, get him heavy on there, it's easy for him to land that kick without having anything come back, like right there.
Boom, on point with that kick. Demko has been aggressive with his punches. He's tried to throw combinations, but the champion Nelson evading them each and every time. Flurry there.
I'd like to see Demko come in, maybe just throw some filler punches. What I mean by that is just, you know, start working off of his jab even from the outside, or come some combinations, not necessarily to land, but to set up his next shots to land. He's kind of blitzing in with a big overhand, trying to close the distance. But I feel like Nelson's footwork and IQ is a little bit too smart for that. Over time, it's you know, he's got to kind of get, you know, the odds of him landing that clean shot is not as high as if he puts some shots together.
Nelson with a high kick followed by another kick to that lead leg of Demko.
Like right here, he tried to blitz in with 1 or 2. And Nelson evades, and now he puts that pressure back on with the boxing. Nice teep to finish.
First round in the books. This our co-main event. Combat FC Featherweight Championship on the line. Champion got to be pleased with his opening round.
Yeah, and Damian Nelson, he was saying, you know, big thing in this fight, he just wants to be himself. You know, like we were talking about what he needs to do, how he needs to fight to get to that next level. When he was talking about, he's like, listen, I think my style suits that, and I just got to be me. So as this fight goes on, I think that calf kick's going to be huge. You see, boom, he got the angle. Demko's foot's a little too bladed to check it. Again, he's going to have to get that lead foot pivoted back towards, like what I mean, squared up with like facing his toes a little bit more towards Damian to be able to check it, or he's going to have to time it and pull away. Because if he keeps eating those calf kicks, you know, it's really going to be a problem. Especially it's only round 1. We got 4 more left, and you can see it's already got marks all over that calf.
See how Demko responds here as we are at the start of round number 2.
Funny, you really don't see guys training to stuff that calf kick. It's huge, especially with the amount of people throwing it now and understanding how to throw it. See if you can make the adjustment. His foot looks a little more bladed, to be honest. Looks a little more straighter, I mean.
The movement of the champion is incredibly impressive as well. He's always in and out, light on his feet.
That's the thing. He's on the balls of his toes a lot more than Demko. He's a little more flat-footed and kind of wants to like explode into his strikes. But the problem with that is if you got a guy with high Q, see like right there, he goes back 3 or 4 paces, hits his angle. He barely got touched there, you know? And now Damon's going to go back to just slowly putting pressure, trying to break down his opponent with clean boxing and pressure, get him to the cage, and just slowly break him down.
Blitzing forward with that left hand is Demko.
Just that naked hook, you know, he's jumping in with that naked hook. I'd like to see, you know, some fakes like that, at least double, triple up the jab, then step in to throw that cross, maybe go high, low, change up the levels to get Damon's eyes changing and looking at different things. It's just you can't, you know, with a guy that's got an IQ like Damon with the striking, you can't get super predictable with just blitzing in for a big shot because he's going to see that coming. You got to set it up. Hey, whoa. Oh.
Slip there by Demko.
Jab, rear hook exchange.
Big punches by the challenger. Look how calm and collected the champion Nelson is.
Yeah, he's very composed. This is his first fight for us here is when he started getting that rhythm. The second fight, he had much more composure, and it's just building every fight. I like seeing those little tricky fakes to set up the shots. See, I think Damon's doing a little bit better of a job at setting things up. He's not throwing everything like the first strike to land huge. He'll like just par out a jab, then maybe turn a hip over, and then he'll try to land the last 2 shots pretty big, you know? Like right here, he's just flowing, giving Demko a little something to look at with a little pressure, and then he's probably gonna go. I'd like to see him go back to that calf kick, to be honest, because that will really slow down Demko. There it is. Oh no, that was actually from Demko, I'm sorry.
3 minutes down here in round number 2, again scheduled for 5. Comes high with the kick, does Nelson.
So Demko has been having some decent success with that leg kick as well. That's something he could utilize too, because you know Damon Nelson sits in a little bit more of a boxing stance as well. He's just got a little bit better like in and out movement. So I think that leg kick could work for both of them if they use it right.
Kick to the body there by Nelson. Doubling up on the jab is Demko.
Yes, Nelson sits in like that Philly shell style. He's got a real like pure almost boxing style stance for MMA.
And then he kicks you.
Yeah, right. But you know what it is? He's light on his feet. He's got the movement for it. So he has good footwork enough to be able to fight like that. Because a lot of guys, it would be hard for them to pull that off in an MMA fight.
Absolutely.
And he also has the wrestling background. He trains in that up in New York.
Longo Weidman MMA.
Yes, exactly. So he's got a lot of guys that he's dealing with in the gym that are high-level wrestlers. Like right here, stuffs the takedown. It's nothing he's not used to. That lead hook finally lands for Demko.
Feigning that shot as a challenger.
See, I want to see him throw that first, not to land, you know, and maybe 2 or 3 more to land at the end. Oh!
Ooh, nice right hand quickly there by Demko. Now inside the final 30 seconds of round number 2.
Yeah, Demko got power, man. Like, if he's in that range, when you guys, if you can't be, it's not a very smart way to like approach fighting him if you're going to sit there, go blow for blow, you know, in that boxing range, because he can put you out.
Superman punch attempted there by Demko. Final 10 seconds of the round.
I like that rear teep by Nelson.
Good second round here in this featherweight championship bout.
Yeah, really good there. You know, you can tell high-level pros with a lot on the line that respect each other a lot because they know the danger in every shot. You know, so it's a real brain battle out there right now. You know, it's a game of chess, and one mistake can cause you to fight.
At this high level, sometimes, you know, it's inevitable that you go to the judges. One thing I'm wondering about, if you're in the corner of the champion in Damian Nelson, are you worried about the output from Demko? Because it seems to be a little bit more high volume while not necessarily being as efficient. Look at some of the
yeah, you gotta, you know, let's see the replays real quick. Nice little lead head kick. But see, that's the thing is, Nelson's throwing more different like techniques. He throws a rear teep there. He's faking that kick again. He's making Demko kind of think a little bit. Demko gets a nice cross on the return there, but I think the amount of things that he's throwing is, you know, there's not as much tools in the toolbox in this fight that he's showcased so far. You know, Damon Nelson's has been doing a little bit more with different things. So got some head kicks, throwing teeps, calf kicks, you know, box. So it's like, if you don't have to land every shot.
Right.
You can overwhelm, you know, your opponent's nervous system by making them think about all these things. It's hard for them to react.
Round 3 underway. Again, this for the featherweight championship. 5 5-minute rounds scheduled. Nice kick to the body there by the champion, Damian Nelson.
And I think you're going to start seeing Damian Nelson start to pick up the pace of trying to keep Demko towards the cage a little more and more.
That kick was on point again with
Yeah,
that calf.
That was a heavy one.
Swing and a miss there, but unorthodox strikes like that going to be in the back of Demko's mind. And so calm and confident on his feet is the champion, Damian Nelson.
Yeah, a lot on the line in this fight. You know, and also the risk of, you know, Demko's hands. So you got to be very calculated, you know, and both of these guys, high-level fight. But if I'm in Demko's corner, he's got to start switching up, put up the volume a little more. Like, he can't let Damon Nelson be in the center, keep him kind of pressed a little bit towards the cage, and lack of volume. He needs at least more of an output. Like here, this type of stuff, a little bit more of that. Continue like the 3 or 4 punch combos, try to finish at the end, and then get out.
Stalking now is Nelson. Kick to the body, but answered by some punches from Demko.
Yeah, Demko timed that jab nice, and Nelson was looking for the kick. Caught him off balance.
A lot more feints and movement from these gentlemen here in this third round. Oh, beautiful kick again, finds a home from the champion. Oh, hard right hand by Nelson.
Yeah, that phased Demko a little bit. He's still not 100% after that shot. Trying to clear the cobwebs out a little bit.
Head kick by Nelson. Trying to load up on that overhand right is Demko. 90 seconds left in the third. Nelson's so dynamic going back to southpaw and orthodox.
He knows too when Demko comes in with those blitzes, he sees it. He comes back 2 or 3 steps, then he hits the angle. He doesn't just come back straight where Demko can keep charging. He hits the angle, circles out, and gets back to trying to put the pressure back on Demko. And if I'm in Demko's corner, you know, this is the third round. If you got to really change things up if you feel like you're behind, you know, because after the second, you know, this is the third round. If he loses 3 rounds, you know,
right,
you got to get a finish.
Well, 3-punch combination with a jab there by Demko. Undeterred though is Nelson, stalking him to the perimeter. Kick back to the body. Superman punch attempt by Demko. Now into the clinch, trying to maybe get a look at the back.
It is the wrestling. He's trying to utilize that wrestling, but reverse. Nelson right back to his feet, bumps him off balance.
Closing moments of the third.
Forgot about that. Nelson was saying he was planning on, you know, showcasing some wrestling. I'm surprised he hasn't done more of it.
3 rounds in the books, headed to the championship rounds. Again, our co-main event, Combat FC Featherweight Championship on the line.
Yeah, if I'm in the corner of Nelson, I'm going to tell him, listen, you got him pressure, you got him thinking. Let's hit some level changes. Let's use those hands when you got him, you know, faking. Going for that takedown. You know, maybe he overcommits on stuffing it, then just come back up with strikes. Or if you get in clean, let's use that wrestling to put some pressure on him, to put some, you know, but then again, you know, he doesn't want to overextend, put himself in a bad position if he can just coast to a win. You know, and if I'm in Demko's corner, man, you really got to put something together big now. Like now you're going to try to set something up because I feel like he's behind.
Here's some action from that third round. Rico, walk us through.
Back to that leg kick, that calf kick. That was more a little bit high, but it has that cross on the entry as Demko tries to go for that lead hook. Exchange again, but I think, yeah, if I'm in Demko's corner, man, I'm telling him, listen, let's get it ugly. Let's make it ugly. Let's get nasty. Try to rip his head off. Try to get a knockout. Try to hurt him.
The championship rounds have arrived. Round 4 underway. PJ DeSantis, Rico DeSciullo live inside the Shriners Auditorium, Boston, Massachusetts, the site of Combat FC 9. Appreciate you joining us live on UFC Fight Pass. There's that kick again to the lead leg of Demko.
Yeah, that was quick and timed it right off of that jab where all that weight's on that foot, that lead leg. Thigh punch there by Nelson. And that's not exactly to like hurt him at all. What that just do is just level change and make him think about something else, like a different view. It's kind of loading up his brain with another weapon, you know what I mean? If you can keep on throwing all these different things, you know, your opponent doesn't really know what's coming next.
Going to the body with that left hand as a champion.
Yeah, and he's just keeping Demko on the back foot, just pressed against the cage and just,
ooh.
I wonder how that calf actually feels. I think Demko's probably got a really good poker face right now, and he's trying to not, you know, he's moving on it pretty well.
Right.
So it's, you know, he's not showing anything, but it definitely is going to feel it tomorrow.
We talk about that kick to the lead leg of Demko. How much does that take away his power when he can't plant on it with the efficiency that he had?
The calf kick?
Yeah.
So how does that, when he throws punches?
Yeah. So
well, the biggest thing is it's like his in and out movement is going to slow down a lot. You know, you can kind of, you know, anytime you're throwing your jab, you're usually stepping, getting heavier on that lead foot, and it's just slower to get back, slower to move, slower to hit your angles, and now you're just slowing down in general. So now you know your timing's a little off, everything kind of is dragging, so it really can affect you.
Here we are at the halfway point of this fourth round.
Good head movement by Nelson. Good in and out.
Demko shooting from the outside. Nelson shuts it down.
Just missed with that uppercut. Ooh, just missed with a question mark kick. But see, a lot of different tools, you know what I mean? He's throwing out a lot of different things.
Like you said, maybe not all those shots are as effective as other ones, but they make those more effective shots more available.
Yes, exactly.
So a lot more punching volume here from the champion in this fourth round. There's combination, Demko shooting now.
And I think Demko's starting to get a little tired. He's, you know, fourth round, first time in these championship fights. That calf kick, big head kick right there. Now you're going to see Nelson really put it on, I think. A minute and 30 seconds left. Demko's looking tired.
That's an eternity right now.
Oh, big cross. That landed clean. He's wobbly. He's still fighting back, though, man. Still, yeah, within the past 2 minutes, Demko's demeanor has changed completely.
Absolutely. Nice elbow there by champion, drops him. Demko in trouble.
I thought Demko fell. He had his hands up. I thought he was hurt more than he was. He's definitely hurt, but he's still going. He's still gonna keep fighting.
1 minute remains here in the round. Nelson.
He was protecting his head from, you know, any further damage after that shot. Tough, man. Can't question his toughness, and he's still trying to get that finish.
Still throwing with all the power that he has. It's been a statement round, though, for the champion, David Nelson. Oh, my!
That's
It is done.
Oh my God.
Damian Nelson, 4th round knockout. He remains the Combat FC featherweight champion. And I think you got to keep your phone on if you're Dynamite Damian Nelson.
Damn, man, you know, and that was just high level all the way around. Patience, composure, setting it up, taking your time, waiting for that right moment to get that ultimate finish highlight reel knockout, and he just did it.
I'm ready. Let's go.
You know, and this is something we were talking about. You know, they both respected each other so much because they both have the power to get that finish on one shot. And Damian Nelson's not stupid. He understands the power of Demko, that he could easily be on the other end of that type of knockout. But his movement, you know, everything was just a little bit better. You know what I mean? His footwork, setups, everything. We got some replays coming.
Take a look at how the champion gets it done.
So fakes that jab, clean cross over the top. Basic, old school, very simple, but super clean, very that's fundamental boxing. After he's been, you know, putting in the work of showing him that jab, showing him that jab, showing him that jab. Fakes the jab, straight down the pipe with that cross because he knows his range. He knows he can beat Demko to it, and it was right on the button. I think Demko was sleeping before he hit the floor.
Damian Nelson living up to the nickname Dynamite tonight. He remains the Combat FC featherweight champion. A stoppage over Travis Demko. And that stock is going to tick up and up.
Yeah, man, and that was honestly a good performance by Demko. You know, tough, you know, opposition in Damian Nelson. So I mean, get back to it. You know, clear the cobwebs out, and you know, right back to it.
Solid stuff for Damian Nelson, remaining the Combat FC featherweight champion. He'll bring that back to Longo Weidman MMA in Long Island. Gotta believe we're gonna see more of him in the future. What a performance tonight here in Boston by the champ, Damian Nelson. Romero Torres will get us the official time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by knockout, 4 minutes and 24 seconds into the 4th round, and still your Combat FC featherweight champion, Dynamite Damian Nelson.
All right, guys, I'm here with your winner, and still, Damian Nelson. So, you know, we were talking about this yesterday. You know, your composure, your poise, your setups, you know, Demko had a lot of power, and you had to be smart about how you approached everything and what you did. You know, you took your time, you guys both came out, the feeling process, because you both have the power to knock each other out at any moment. You know, you had that mutual respect. Ultimately, I feel like your movement, your timing, you know, the level change, the different looks, and got you to that ultimate setup of that 1-2, fake the jab, cross right down the pipe was beautiful. What was the major difference in getting you that finish?
Honestly, he was pressuring sometimes, and I know we got some power, as you said, but the plan was to just wear him out, man. I can do 30 rounds if I have to. So I know I was gonna catch him. I just gotta be patient and trust the process. I know I got a bomb in my right hand. They call me Dynamite for a reason, man. Stop playing with me.
That's right. Dynamite, man. So Dynamite, speaking of that, keep your phone on, bro, because I could tell. I have a feeling there's a call coming soon for you, man. If not this one, maybe the next one, but definitely soon, because I've been watching I've been watching you. I've been watching all these guys, but I've been really paying attention to you. You know, your composure, your continuous to continually get better every time you step in here, man. I think you're ready for the next step. We'll see what happens, but keep your phone on, all right? Hopefully we get to see you in here again a couple more times, but keep your phone on just in case.
Definitely. Oh, definitely, man. I just want to say thank you to my coaches, my corner, and to everybody who support me, my sponsors. I just also want to say, I've been waiting for the UFC to call, as you said, man, and I've been doing great things. This is my second fight this year. 1 January, 1 February. I look spectacular doing it. UFC, give me a call, man. I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's hear it for your winner, and still, Damian Nelson.